It's the 2nd of May 2017. We're live from Dublin.
It's time for the Joe Show!
The Joe Show with Dubman Plus Care, featuring interviews with stars of Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2, Chris Pratt, Karen Gillan and Zoe Saldana, live studio guests, Chasing Abbey, and music from Katie Cassidy.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Sorry.
Hello to our audience. Hello to you at home. You're very welcome to the first ever episode of the Joe Show.
That's a good round of applause. Thanks a million to everybody for tuning in this evening. My name is Eoghan.
I'm Paddy, and I know it's a Tuesday, but damn it, Owen, it feels like a Friday.
It does feel like a Friday. I think that's just, we're just working late. That's all it is. It's the same for everybody else out there. We're the only two smucks actually working.
That's absolutely right. Look at how is everybody? Is everybody feeling good?
Yes.
Well, you're looking well anyway.
Smiling faces.
Yeah,
That's
they're so
a beautiful,
happy.
beautiful
Paid
audience.
to be here. That makes a difference.
One
in fairness.
person said no. We've got a brilliant show coming up for you this evening. Lots of music, lots of movies, loads of brilliant interviews. But more importantly, we want you guys to get involved at home. We've got an amazing prize to give away in our brand new show called 1,000 to 1. All you have to do to qualify, and you could potentially win €1,000. Ooh, there was no ooh there. That's like the worst audience ever. All you have to do, it's too late now, you've ruined it. All you have to do to qualify to potentially win €1,000 is tag your friends in the comment section below, maybe someone who you might share the money with, or someone who you might say, hey, look, I won €1,000 and I'm not going to share the money with you. Something like that. So, yeah, that game's coming up later on, so stay tuned for that.
Now, let's see what's been happening over the weekend. Let's start with a beloved Irish character. Owen, he's more than a politician. He's a man of the people. I am, of course, talking about our president, Michael D Higgins. Does that get a woo?
Yeah, everyone's a big fan of Michael.
Now, obviously, when most... I like this. Spontaneous round of applause for the president.
I could get used to this.
You know, when we go to football games, you sit amongst your own crowd and you cheer when your team scores. Just because he's the president, that doesn't mean he doesn't do exactly the same thing. This is Michael D Higgins over the weekend watching Galway United beat Dundalk and Galway United score. His reaction.
Look at that man.
Look at his little face.
Look at how happy he is.
Clapping backwards as well. That's
Clapping
really,
backwards. He's
that's
that talented.
really
That's
impressive.
incredible.
Now, in fairness, we know obviously Michael D Higgins. He has form in this area.
He certainly does. There's a reason he's the coolest president in the world. You can forget your Trumps, you forget your Putins and all other people.
He's definitely going for soundest world leader. So if we think back to 1984,
I remember it well.
one of the coolest and soundest lanes of all,
Yeah.
it was Bob Dylan, and who was there rocking his shirt down to his navel? There he is, the man himself. Michael D rocking out. Any man that goes to a music festival and exposes his belly button, I reckon that's an incredibly brave move.
That's a lot of confidence.
That's a
he
lot
wasn't
of
even running
heavage.
for election there. He was just cool. Was he wearing double denim?
Can we see that picture again? Because I know it's sepia and it is double denim though, isn't it?
I think so. But if anyone can pull it off, it's Michael D. Please don't ever repeat that sentence.
Of course, going forward, you think, what does the president do when he runs out of cash? What does the president do?
If you're the president, I imagine there's a whole fleet of men who carry around briefcases full of money for you.
So.
You would think so,
Not
obviously.
Michael D. He goes to an ATM. Obviously, that's what he does.
Great man.
There's a man standing beside him, presumably with like his PIN code. Donald Trump, of course, would have somebody standing beside him with the nuclear codes. I think I'm happier with the president that just can't remember his own PIN code.
All about the PIN codes for the card machine. Perfect.
And I think this is my favourite one. This is Michael D. That's him again at the ATM.
He loves those ATMs,
This is Michael D. He rocked C-Sessions, lashing around a BMX at C-Sessions. My favourite part of this picture is how at ease he looks on a BMX.
I think that's actually his own bike. Again, just carrying it around in the back of the car. He's meant to be there.
He's just hanging out with the lads. He's just hanging out with C-Sessions.
World's favourite president, obviously. One of the other big stories, that appeared on Joe in the last few days. We've had some wonderful weather last week. In fact, I think today was one of the hottest days of the year.
Absolute scorching.
And, we Irish, we've got a love-hate relationship with the sun. She can be a cruel mistress. We've all been burnt by her, quite literally. And spare a thought for Aidan Gannon from Athenry in Galway, who headed off on his stag. Don't spare a thought for him for that. But he actually got severely sunburnt when he was away on his stag in the US. Now, it's a little bit fancy going to on a stag to the US.
US stag.
Lots of notions. Just go to Carrick and Shannon like everybody else, will you? He came back and he was severely burnt. Look at that. The poor man's face. So you can actually see, we've been trying to work out what his make of sunglasses are just from the picture alone, because it's so detailed.
It's the ears that get me. It's just like it's like raw meat that he's got.
Ears.
Can we actually just have a look? Because I mean, it's a fairly standard suntan. Look at the backs of his hands. That's an unusual place to get a suntan.
How do you get suntanned on the back of your hands? Like,
I've got a theory about this. I reckon he wasn't actually wearing sunglasses. Actually, Daniel decided he'd actually protect his eyes with his hands. So he's like that, and then he gets
That's
like
a
the
good
back.
shout, actually, yeah.
He gets the
Actually,
backs of his hands.
That would kind of create the same kind of thing.
That possibly what happened.
Well, we were actually chatting to Aidan, and thankfully he's recovering well. He's bathing himself nightly in aloe vera baths, which is a great way to recover. And he also said the other lads on the stag also got severely burnt, but we don't care about them. We only care about Aidan. Now remember, no matter how bad it gets with this good weather that's coming up, you'll never reach Deftan 1, which is Hughie, of course, from Dancing with the Stars. That's Hughie there in the middle, just slightly more tanned than everybody else.
It's a borderline racist suntan there.
Borderline. It's a fine line between the tan.
Okay, so let's move on, because it's been a big weekend as well for, well, one of the nation's favourite beverages, because they've been threatening since 2015 to do it. And finally, Guinness have done the unthinkable even, and made it vegan. I know, gasps of breath as vegan Guinness.
I remember they were threatening to do this before, weren't they?
They were. This goes back to 2015. They've removed, here's the science bit, they've removed isinglass, which is fish bladders, and that extracts yeast from the drink. Can we just point out here, Guinness still tastes the same as it ever did. This is very important, everybody.
Yeah.
Same as ever. Same Guinness, regardless if there's isinglass or not. Now, what some of you don't realise is that large swathes of the country are weekend vegans. You didn't even realise it. Some of the crowd are vegans.
Of course,
I'm a vegan. You're a vegan.
Vegans, no matter whether you love or hate vegans.
Accidental vegans.
You used to be a vegan for a while, didn't you?
I know. I'm a full-time vegan.
You're a full-time
because
vegan.
Because of my breakfast choice. I think we should take a moment, though, to remember the greatest vegan of them all, legendary Dublin pint man and vegan, Paddy Losty.
Here's the Paddy,
there
of course.
He is.
Everyone's a big fan of Paddy. Now you can see there's a wee excerpt there. It says Pintman Paddy Losty. Some of Dublin's great pintmen have been known to put away 30 pints or more in a day.
Vegan ones.
We need to squeeze in the word vegan there now. They'll put away 30 vegan pints or more in a day.
A couple of questions just off the bat. These are burning questions for anybody that knows the legend of Paddy Losty. What about crisps? They're not vegan.
Not vegan.
Peanuts.
Peanuts,
and
no.
What's more going to cook for breakfast? Because
All
I mean,
valid
a
questions.
breakfast of tomato and mushrooms doth not make a Paddy Losty breakfast, I would have
for him. Maybe those Guinness scientists can go back in the lab and eat all the crisps and peanuts. Sticking on the food theme, actually, you may have heard this week, the 2017 Georgina Campbell Breakfast Awards were announced. So basically, they were announcing the best Irish breakfast anywhere in the country. So this is a matter that's very close to my heart. I often eat breakfast.
I have it every day.
Multiple times during the day, sometimes. So they had loads of different categories of all the different types of breakfast. They had a 3-star category, which was awarded to Gugan Barra in Cork. So if we take a look at what they had in their menu, you know, bit of bacon and sausage, tomato, black and white pudding, fried egg. You know, that's pretty
solid,
standard.
reliable.
You know, it's solid enough. So you can see, okay,
can hang
fair
around
enough.
that breakfast.
Second place, though, in the 4-star category in Ballynahinch in Galway. So congratulations to them. But just take a look at that picture. Like, that is an incredible Irish breakfast, isn't it?
I think there's questionable things there, like chorizo on a breakfast. That's probably pushing out the boat a bit.
My favourite, I think, is the fact that there's one ham hock for every person. I mean, that's what they're implying there anyway.
Now, you were particularly upset with the lack of beans,
There is one thing. I do feel quite passionate about beans. So there's a severe lack of them there. So beans or no beans in your fry? Do people like beans? Yeah, well, there's mixed reaction. Beans or no beans, let us know. But the 5-star winner, this is the best Irish breakfast in the entire country, was the Marion. This is costing you 35 quid for one breakfast. Would you spend that money?
I think that's notion-y, Eoghan, if I'm not mistaken.
More notions. So you can get freshly squeezed orange or grapefruit juice. You think for 35 quid they give you a glass of both, but that's fair enough, Marion. You get porridge, salad, eggs, sausage, everything. It's all in there, and a potato scone.
Lots of comments coming in on Facebook. Gareth Irvin says, Guinness, which is succinct but getting to the point. Gillian says, hurrah for vegan Guinness. So there you go.
There's a big fan.
There's the
big
happy
fan
vegan.
right
And a lot of people interested in winning the €1,000. Somebody saying, I will share it with my fiancé. Which is a very nice thing to do, very noble. If you want to get in touch, let us know. Hit us up on Facebook or on Twitter as well. All right, now, Shifts are one of Ireland's funniest comedy groups. I feel like they've potentially written that script.
I think
I'm
they
not
may
sure.
have written that line for you.
The guys asked us, could they get involved in the show and do something for us? So, We said absolutely. We expected something hilarious because they're very, very funny boys. But in fact, what they sent us back was a very serious report about something very serious.
It's so serious. It's really, really serious.
Which one's yours?
That's her there. In the blue.
How old?
4. You?
6.
This feels like only yesterday we were in here.
Look, she's in there, Hans. That's me.
I'm afraid it's bad news.
Oh.
There's nothing to be done. She's just too far.
No, Jesus.
That never gets any easier.
Will you just tell me, please?
Congratulations, your Corolla has passed its NCT.
Oh, thank you so much.
Has that alarm been going off the whole time? That's a very annoying alarm, isn't it? It's quite annoying.
So I'm good to go then. I'm good.
Yeah. Look, I mean, my diagnosis would be just take it easy. Get plenty of bed rest, stay hydrated.
What?
And if you ever feel weak, just eat light, maybe a piece of dry toast.
Are we still talking about the car?
Yeah, I mean, those are just a few tips from all of us here at the NCT. We want you to be the optimal driver.
He paid for a free test. He told me it would be fine.
The NCT will make you do it again and again and again and again.
Very important message to get across there. Thank you, Shifts. They'll be back next week.
Very important. Now, you may have noticed, Paddy, over the past few months, somebody has been desperately trying to get our attention on Joe. You may have noticed this guy. He first blagged his way into UFC 205. That was the big McGregor fight in New York. He made fake passes, duped his way past security, and even got right up to the ringside at the Octagon. He then came home to Ireland, travelled around 7 European countries in 7 days on just €125. A phenomenal achievement. And now he had some bad news after that when all of his gear, his equipment, his cameras, his bag, his laptop, everything was stolen from the back of a taxi. So unfortunately, he now does all of his best work just using a mobile phone. So please welcome to the studio, Mr. Cayman Power.
Woo! So, Cayman, you're obviously a man that knows your way around a good story. You've set the bar very, very high. So what is the story this week on The Joe Show?
What is the story? Well, the story starts with a question.
Okay.
Are there traffic lights in Leitrim?
It's a good question. It's an important question.
That's where you want to start. This
That's
is where you
where
want to start.
I want to start.
Paddy's going to
One of
take
the
that
most-
personally.
It's your home turf, I know.
It
but
is, and probably one of the hardest question to hear for a Leitrim person because it dogs us every step of the way. But if you get to the bottom of this mystery, you will become a free man of Leitrim. You do realise this. This is a big prize on offer. How did
I'll
it go?
get the key. Anyway, I came across multiple articles online. I thought it was going to be something that I could Google. I could just type in, are there traffic lights in Leitrim? But no. So instead, I said I'd go down myself and see if I could find them or not.
Okay, so how did you go? Where did you start?
I started in Carrick and Shannon because I figured there
Lovely
are a
County
lot-
spot. Lovely spot.
It's good. This guy is
spot
good.
indeed,
I'm-
yes.
You're inspiring me with confidence here,
I
Cayman.
know a lot of cars pass through there going to Sligo. So the first picture I have, there's traffic. There are no traffic lights.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't like the tone, the sort of surprise tone about the traffic. I'm just...
Well, it was the comment about people only go through there to
go
get
to
the Sligo. Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
dirty... we almost
it was
let
a
that
dig,
go,
it was
but
a
thank
dig.
you for catching
I'll take
it
back
on.
the only.
Okay.
So to dig a little deeper, I went to a local bar to ask some locals.
As you do. It's a good start.
As you do.
Like, forget about the tourist office?
No. The Garda station, no. Straight to the pub.
Straight to the bar. You're always going to find the information there.
So how did it go?
I got talking to the barman, Liam, and he told me a funny story that in the 90s, there was a protest against traffic lights coming into Leitrim.
Yes,
You
the
remember
big
that, don't
story.
you?
The big traffic lights protest of 1996. Bullshit! You're making this up.
No,
this isn't.
they
It
made
never
Paddy was
happened.
there.
T-shirts for
Paddy
it
was
as well.
there.
Sorry.
Okay, they made T-shirts.
You
must
have
be
one of those
true.
I
T-shirts.
must have
You
missed
have
it
one.
that day at school. Go
Anyway, after that, I also discovered that there was a go-kart centre, and I went in there. I went to see if there were traffic lights.
Of course, that's a good show.
on. Okay, so
that's a
traffic
logical
lights.
jump.
Were there traffic lights
I
in
thought
the
it was a good
go-kart
idea. I thought
centre?
they'd be there, but this is what I found. They use a flag system.
Disappointing. Bit old-fashioned.
So you kind of you've hit a brick wall. So where to next? I'm thinking you need inspiration, Kim.
Yes. Where to next? Well, when I was in the bar, they actually told me I needed to get a haircut. Liam was like, "That hair is very long," so he set me down to Mick the Greek.
He used to cut my hair when I was but a child.
So wait, you were at the protest, so you don't
when
claim.
I wasn't at the protest, Michael
getting your
Masterson
hair
will
cut
cut my hair.
with Mick.
He does a good haircut, but does he know much about traffic lights?
Funny enough, he knows a lot about traffic lights.
Okay, he's somebody that we can say probably is. You're in the right place now. Okay, so what
definitely.
did he say?
So he told me that it was a horrible time in the 90s. He brought back up the
Always with the 90s.
when you hear
with
the
the
words that he uses here, I'll play the video.
There was a big uproar by the business community that they thought it would destroy the town, and they said it was
How would it destroy the town though? Like,
dramatically slow up the traffic.
Destroyed the town.
Destroy the
Uproar,
town.
Destroy the town.
This is
pretty
a
strong
mode of
words.
language here, in fairness. Again, I was out for all this. Don't remember it happening.
But what about the answer to the definitive question? Are there
Yes.
traffic lights in Leitrim?
I asked the man the question, and this is what he said.
are there lights in Leitrim?
I don't believe there are, unless on the canal
Right.
for the boats. But there's no that I know of at the moment, unless for roadworks, etc.
Yeah, there's none in Leitrim.
See,
Roadworks, canal,
Roadworks.
they don't count.
Unless
They don't count as
They
real
don't
traffic
Here,
lights.
great job, Cayman. So there are no
Amazing.
traffic lights in Leitrim.
Whoa,
Could have told
whoa.
you that anyway.
Job done.
No, job not done. So I walked out of the barbers. I walked out of Mick the Greek's
With a new haircut.
with a new haircut.
Lovely, by the way.
Great haircut.
Yeah,
by the way.
lovely. Really suits you.
We'll talk about that another time. And went out 200 yards down the road. This is what I came across.
200 yards down the road from Mick the Greeks.
Pretty close.
What?
Looks like traffic lights.
I'm no
Cayman.
They are
expert.
traffic
I'm no
lights.
expert, but
looks
they
like
do
traffic
look like a
lights.
set
They
of
are
traffic
traffic
lights.
lights.
Are they definitely in Leitrim?
I think he lied. I only think he lied.
Now, to be fair, that's kind of like our touristy thing. So maybe like it's like, you know, Dingle people say, yeah, that dolphin's like 50
Yeah.
years old,
Yeah,
same
yeah, sure
dolphin.
enough.
Cayman, listen, that's absolutely fantastic. He has solved the mystery of the Leitrim traffic
Once and
lights.
for
He
all.
is a free man of
The
Leitrim
mystery.
once and forever. Thank you so much for coming. We'll have you back next week. You come back
If
again.
people want to, thank you very much.
Surprise.
Surprise. If people want to watch next week's story, just follow me on Instagram and it will all be there. And
Okay.
then we can talk about it
Thanks,
next
Kevin.
week again.
Perfect.
Okay?
Excellent. Now, Paddy, before we go any further, haven't you got somewhere else
I
to
do.
be?
I need to be gone. I'll leave you to it.
So you head on. Now, you may have seen on Joe over the past couple of years, we are absolutely inundated with brilliant musical covers sent in from people all over the country. So we thought we would celebrate those musical covers here on Joe. We've got a brand new feature called the Magic Cover. It's in association with Dove Men Plus Care. And what we want you to do is send in your entries to us. And each week we're going to invite one person on to play their cover on the show. And Paddy should be standing by with our first performer for week 1, Katie Cassidy.
Cheers, Owen. Katie is ready to roll, but first of all, let me tell you how the magic cover works. Katie needs to pick up as many likes as she can when she performs. Each week, we'll add them up, put them on our leaderboard as we look for Ireland's magic cover. So, if you like what you hear, click like now. Tonight's magic cover, performing House of the Rising Sun, it's Katie Cassidy!
There is a house in New Orleans, and they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And Lord, well, I know that I'm one. Some mothers tell your children not to do as I have done, to live your life in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun, where there is a
Give it up for Katie Cassidy. That was amazing. Katie Cassidy, everybody. Katie, how did that feel? It sounded great.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it now. Yeah, it's a song I'm singing a long time, so it was great to get a chance to play it.
Now, you're from Ballina, so who have you brought up this evening to the Joe Show?
I have a good friend with me, Kim O'Hara. She's from Ballina, so she's here with me because she's living in Dublin. Unfortunately, Tuesday evening it was hard to get people from home up, but everyone's tuned in at home. Absolutely everyone.
They're all watching online.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, well, let's see how you got on. We'll head back down to Eoghan. Eoghan, let's see.
Thank you very much, Paddy. That was an absolutely super performance from Katie. Let's give her one more round of applause there, please. Absolutely wonderful. So the results are in. I'm just jotting them down here. Here we go. So, Katie, I've actually got I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. So sorry about that. The bad news is you're actually bottom of the leaderboard because which is dodgy. But it is only week 1, so somebody had to be bottom. It's fine. The great news is you're also top of the leaderboard. Yay! So you got a whopping 51 likes during the performance there. 51 likes. There you go. So congratulations again to Katie Cassidy. If you want to get in touch and have your place on the Magic cover as well, then please do send us in your entries through all the usual ways. The Joe Facebook page is the best way to do it, and we'll see you on here in future weeks as well. Now, every so often, we get the opportunity to go over to London and some other fancy places to meet some of Hollywood's biggest stars for some of the biggest releases. So you may have seen it already, but Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is in Irish cinemas right now. It's currently #1 at the box office, taking a whopping €1.5 million. And we had the chance to speak to some of its stars, Mr. Chris Pratt. What a man. The wonderful Gillan and Zoe Saldana as well. Check these interviews out, but just keep an eye out for the way Zoe greets me whenever I come into the room, because they're usually nice and friendly. Zoe, not so much.
Hi. How's it going today? I'm joking. We were just doing a thing. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
I'm the one that gets the sleep, and Zoe. It's like I couldn't be bothered to do any more interviews for the rest of it. No, sorry, I interrupted in the
Has
middle.
that ever happened to you?
No, most people are lovely and friendly whenever I come into the room, to be honest. I've never had a fucking sleeper before, but that's fine. Fine, whatever. That's grand. Congratulations on the film, first of all. But before we get into questions about it, the first thing I want to see is a spin-off of yourself and Gamora, basically traveling around the galaxy, fighting with each other, but also just killing lots of bad guys.
I think that would be amazing.
In a buddy cop kind of scenario?
Yes, I love this idea. Just taking out people left, right, and center.
Pretty much, but while still bickering the whole time and maybe trying to kill each other. It's a tiny kind of banger of a spaceship, maybe?
Aye, that's good, yeah.
It's called Sisters of Justice, by the way, just in case you're looking for that kind of name.
That's great.
It's like a soap opera. Sisters tonight on Sisters of Justice.
Previously. I think that could work. Yeah. A lot of different fan bases have their own terms. My favourite is Barry Manilow and his Fanalos, which is a pretty impressive one. But I wonder, what do we call the Chris Pratt fans? Because in Ireland and the UK, the word Pratt can be a little bit, you're a Pratt.
I heard
so
that,
it's all these Pratts.
It means idiot. Yeah, so it's the idiots. I don't think Manilow named his fans the Fanalo, or Bieber named them the Beliebers.
It's somebody else's job.
Somebody else has to do it. So, Owen, why don't you tell me what can we call the fans?
I think stick with the Pratts. I think reclaim the word.
Yeah, reclaim the word?
Okay.
The Pratts?
Yeah, the Pratts.
Oh, I'm sorry, fans, but you're all idiots.
I'm one of them. I'm an idiot.
Oh, thank you.
Everyone go see the film whenever it's out. That's every single person in Ireland and UK is watching right now.
Every person?
I texted them all this morning.
Really?
100%, yeah.
There are, in Ireland, there are hundreds of people.
There are literally tens of people.
Tens and dozens of people.
But no, thank you very much.
Thank you, Owen.
Cheers.
I appreciate it.
So it turned out Zoe was actually lovely. Zoe Saldana was lovely.
Zoe was just having the crack. She turned out to be absolutely lovely, and I'd like to think I'm kind of Chris Pratt's best friend now. I don't think he agrees, but no, that's fine.
You seem to hit it off well, although there is something I wanted to bring up with you, because Karen Gillan looked pretty happy during the interview, but there was a moment, one of the editors told me aside, he said there's a moment of concern.
A moment of concern?
A concern.
Well,
he wanted to flag this with me. This is right at the start of the interview. Have a look at Owen's right hand here, just as he meets Karen Gillan.
No. What's going on there now?
Look at the
well, there's no need to put it in. There's no need to put it in black and white and do a slow zoom on her face.
Can we just see that one more time? And again, it's the focus on Owen's right arm.
I'm scratching. Everyone knows I've got an itchy right thigh.
You can do time. You can do time for that behaviour.
No, Karen, if you're watching, which I know you are, I apologise profusely. Sorry, but I'm moving swiftly onwards from that. Now, There's a really exciting young band all over Irish music, or all over Irish radio at the moment. You may have heard their single, That Good Thing, all the way from Tullamore, that's in Ireland. This is Chasing Abbey.
You can always be your thing. You can always be my thing. We can be that good thing. You know we're that good. You can always be your thing. You can always be my thing. We can be that good thing. You know we're that good thing. I can always be your thing. You can always be my thing. We can be that good thing.
All the way from Tullamore, will you please welcome Chasing Abbey to the Joe Show!
How's it going, Ted? What's the crack?
Boys.
Ro. What's happening? Yes, B. What's happening?
All right, boys. Listen, thanks a million for coming in.
Nickname already. P-Man.
Yes, you don't have a nickname yet.
I don't.
So we've got Ted, and we've got Ro, and we've got B. Chasing Abbey. As Eoghan mentioned, you are Tullamore boys, and you can really hear that distinctive Tullamore sound in your.
It just cuts right through the music. So it does.
You boys are suddenly all over the radio. You're absolutely everywhere. It's blowing up. So, like, who have you paid off to make this happen? I'm just wondering, lads. Ted.
Louis Walsh.
Yeah, obviously you need to get him on board.
John Travolta.
John Travolta, right? Okay. The Scientologists are in on this, are they?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's all over the radio. Obviously, you guys must be delighted with the reaction. What do your moms think?
Oh,
very proud.
They love it.
Yeah.
They love it.
Took them a while maybe at the start. You know, the boys were playing the hippity hop.
Get out of the shed,
I know, huge support from all our families, to be fair. They're unbelievable.
Yeah, because it is a very distinctive sound that you have. Obviously, you mentioned hip hop, but you boys, you got like come from like a folk trad background. So like, Ro, how did you bring it all together? Because you play banjo, like that's not a very rock and roll or a hip hop instrument. It's not a hippity hoppity instrument.
No, we all started like when we were young playing trad music, and then it's just from like being Tullamore Midlands, that's kind of the kind of music you're brought up playing. So then we carried on and we went into more folk music, played that scene for a while, but we weren't going home listening to any of that music. Like we were going home listening to dance music, rap music, hip hop. Like, so we just decided to make something that we'd enjoy a bit more, like our own kind of music that
we kept the banjo though.
Yeah,
absolutely. Kept the banjo the whole way. Yeah,
that's come the whole way from the very start.
Oh, well, you absolutely nailed it. Obviously, the sound is amazing. And what about, you know, obviously, like, how are people receiving it in Tullamore and, like, your friends and all that? Like, obviously, you're kind of, like, everywhere, so that must be, like, a real
the
buzz.
support has been crazy. I suppose, like, when we came out first, it was very different, so it was kind of, people were kind of like, oh, like, this is hard to react because they haven't heard that and like it before. But now that's kind of getting the radio play, and it's kind of, it's becoming more popular. People are just really, really jumping on board.
Can you remember where you were whenever you heard it first on the radio and you're like, oh shit, that's us?
He's a good one for this,
actually. We were all up in our studio, and our studio.
Yeah, I know, that sounded pretty fancy.
Yeah, no, it's a little home studio that we have, and we knew we were going to be on the Louise Duffy show, Lost in Music, that like feature of new Irish music. So we all had it on the computer plugged into the sound system. So that good thing came on, and we were like waiting to see what she was going to say after. And she just went on being like, oh, these three like gorgeous lads from Tullamore, oh, we loved them here in Today FM and all the rest of them. We were so hyped up, and I did laps of the studio saying, she loves us, she loves us, she loves us.
So that for about 3 minutes. Until it got really uncomfortable.
Lads, questions are coming in on Facebook, Twitter and Periscope. Somebody, must be a fan, says, did something happen at an airport in France that they want to... Is this X-rated before we go there?
Is this
all right for...
Can we put this out
if
there?
it is X-rated, we definitely want to hear it.
There, you set the scene there.
Ted.
So we were doing a gig in France. So the boys were off out on the plane, and we're coming home. And we're in France coming home, so we're coming to the security gate. And so basically what happened was, there's this thing with me, every time I go through a security gate, I always beep. But for this moment, I just didn't beep. So I was kind of, this is weird. So I went through it, didn't beep. B went through it, didn't beep. And then our friend Ronan here.
But it was really it was really small airport, so when you go through security, it was literally, that was the boarding gate, like right in front of you.
Okay.
So the two boys went through, and I was bringing the banjo onto the plane, so it's really cool watching the banjo go through the X-ray thing. So we're all watching the screen, right?
That banjo's back again. He was like the most important member of the band.
It looks really cool on the X-ray. So we were all around the screen watching, and I was at the end of the conveyor belt waiting for the banjo to come through, and then my hand luggage was passed through.
And turning around, looking at it.
Just looking at it, because we were watching the banjo, and on the screen, then it just like starts going mad orange. It looked like this big massive knife in the.
There was a big glowing orange blade in Rose.
But so I was like really embarrassed. The two boys were broke up laughing, like broke up.
Because that's what you do at airport security when they find.
Because it was just like obviously like I'm not. You know, anyways, but then,
you don't carry a giant orange knife.
So they obviously had to search the bag, and when they were rooting through it, like the very bottom of the bag, dug out this big mouldy kitchen knife, just like a butter knife. It was all like mouldy food all over it.
And it was just because Rose was trying to eat healthy.
That was it, just because you're a healthy eater, so you just bring a mouldy kitchen knife.
That's impressive. Vegan Guinness and healthy eaters to show us the theme. All right, the thing is, we did ask the Chasing Abbey boys to write us a song for the show and to perform a song on the show, but we felt it would be only fair if we asked the Joe audience to help out and to maybe come up with some lyrics. So we asked the audience to come up with some random lyrics, and this is what we got back. All right, so we've asked you to put these words into a song. So like nipples, topical, finger out.
Finger out, yeah. A couple of Arsenal fans out there.
Snibs, we don't even know what that means.
What's snibs? What does that mean?
There's a snibs
Snibs on town.
It's a ton more word.
And I think basically Pythagorean is the one that we reckon we don't think you can get that one in.
We've a bet on it. I don't think you're going to get it, and Paddy reckons you can do it.
I believe in you. All right.
So appreciate that.
Chasing Abbey, this is your word. But do you guys want to pick up your gear there? There's your Ted, your guitar. Oh, the guitar is over here. So this. So this is, we should say, keep your questions coming in on Facebook, on Twitter. If you want to ask the boys anything, hit us up. And there's a lot of people saying that they're snibbers. Is that a thing?
Yes,
James Cannulli says he's a snibber. Do you know what he's
James Cannulli is definitely
well done. You're all snibbers. You're all snibbers. All right. So these are the words that Chase and Abbey have to. Now I need a pen or something to mark this. Okay, here we go. That. So let's. So boys, what is the song called?
Joe Show.
Joe Show.
This is Welcome to the Joe Show. All right, so this is a first, potentially a future single for Chasing Abbey. All right, this is Chasing Abbey live on the Joe Show with their Joe Show word bingo, and this is Welcome to the Joe Show. Take it away, boys.
Do it. 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the Joe Show. Chasing Abbey, Bisco, welcome to the Joe Show. Chasing Abbey, Bisco, never do snibs in the hammock. The ship be moving, swaying, blowing, it's a hammock. And what's a blar blar, no panic. Double D and nipples I can manage. Eating out, winger out, teapot spout. Just use 3 random words just to get them all out. Washerman, sagman, 2 very different routes. Whoever said it rhymes, though it doesn't, don't out. Haven't been on one in a while, You're open when we get signed. Welcome to the Joe Show. Chasing Abbey, Bisco, 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 Pythagorean.
That's incredible. Well, let's know your plans for the summer. Like, what's coming up then?
Yeah, we have C sessions in Bundoran. It's
Okay.
cool. Yeah, we have.
That's where
Bear in
Michael
the
takes
Woods.
his
hangs out
bike.
on a
Yeah, he
BMX,
rides his
yeah.
bike up there.
Watch out for him.
Oh, that's nice. Bear in the Woods. We have.
What are you not allowed to tell us about? Anything else? No?
We've loads actually.
Loads.
We
Okay, well,
have,
that's exciting.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool.
Lots of people loving your song, lads. Gareth Irvin says, cool. Funkiest banjoing that I've heard. No, that's all right. Emma Redden says, that's brilliant. Welcome to the Joe Show. New favourite song? Well, hello. And Jeff Bolton says, Snibbers for life.
Snibbers for life.
All right, lads, do you want to stick around because we're maybe going to give away €1,000 before the end of the show?
We can do it. Bit of that.
Oh, you could do it.
We can do it. I don't think you're allowed to enter the competition.
Can we give it to?
No, that's not the way it works.
We'd love to give it to you. We'll have to ask the record company. Okay, right. So
I think we've got a Facebook caller, someone who's been watching the show, and they tagged their friends as well. So this should be Kevin McCarran. Hello, Kevin.
Look at him.
Holy moly, this is Kevin. What's the crack? I'm just excited to see you. How are you getting on? Good stuff.
Well, Katie Cassidy.
Hey! So you're obviously up for winning €1,000. Who wouldn't be? What would you do with the cash if you got your hands on it?
I'm sure Louise Murphy now would help me spend it.
Louise is going to help him spend it.
Oh, perfect. So that's who you tagged in the post then, yeah? Louise?
Yeah.
Oh, there she is as well.
Brilliant.
Hello,
Okay.
Louise. Perfect.
Okay,
We got
right, well,
everybody.
listen, let me tell you how this works because we would like, Kevin, we'd like to see you win this money, all right? So this is called 1,000 to 1, all right? So we've got a briefcase full of €1,000, which my glamorous assistant, Eoghan Doherty, will now...
Yeah.
Have you got €1,000 in there?
Glamorous. €1,000. Just check this out.
There you go.
It's like...
Nice.
Oh, we should have got
€1,000.
smaller denominations.
We should have probably
It's
gone for
just two
something
notes.
smaller than tens would have been good.
Or fives.
Tens would have been good. So this is 1,000 to 1. In this envelope here, Kevin, I have got a number between 1 and 1,000, and all you have to do to get your hands on those two €500 notes is pick a number between 1 and 1,000, get it right, and you can have the money. Is that fair enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. We can hear the enthusiasm in your voice.
I know,
It's
Kevin's like,
amazing.
whatever, just pick
give
a
me-
number,
just
shut
let
up
me
and
pick
get
the
on with it.
number.
I think it's a little bit unfair, so I'll tell you what we'll do. If you get 20 either side of the number that's in here, we'll also give you the money, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's like,
The
yeah.
guy's like, just shut up and give
Some
me the
people
money.
have been like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
in rehearsal, have been saying, give me a clue. So we can't give clues, but if you were to think of something topical, that would be good because the number in here is a topical number, all right? So this is all thanks to Dove Men Plus Care. So if you can pick your number, give us your number now. What is your number, Kevin?
I'll pick a number. Whatever number.
1 and 1,000. Kevin, I'm going to need that number. 1 and 1,000.
Any
There's so
number between
many
1 and
numbers.
1,000. There are literally 1,000 numbers to pick from.
Just pick the number.
This is a
Either
big
one of
decision.
yous.
It's a big decision.
I know. It's pretty important.
What do you think, guys?
Number. Yeah. 5.
5? Okay, 5.
Good
Why don't
guess.
you, I'll tell you what, just to be fair, let's go to 20 because there's 20 either side. So we'll add another, will we say 20?
Yeah.
Because 5, we're not going to do minus numbers. We want to give you the
That's
best
perfect.
chance going. So Kevin, if your number is either 20, the number 20, or 20 either side of 20, you've won for yourself €1,000 in cash.
Yeah. Nice one.
I can tell you that the number was the amount in millions of dollars Guardians of the Galaxy 2 took internationally this weekend. And the number was, and if it's 20 or 20 either side of 20, you're 1,000 there, it's 106. Oh,
Sorry,
listen, Kevin, I'm really sorry. I'll tell you what, we're going to send you out a Joe Show mug and we're going to send you out the official soundtrack to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. We'll send that out to you. Thanks very much for playing, Kev, all right?
Thanks very much, Kevin.
Take it easy, give it for Kevin!
I think that pretty much...
That was an emotional roller coaster.
That about wraps it up, yeah, for the show. So that's episode 1 of the Joe Show. Thanks a million, everybody, for tuning in this week. I'd like to thank everybody that took part. Thank you, Paddy.
Thanks very much, Eoghan.
Thank you to Chase and Abbey as well. Thank you to our wonderful
Chase and
audience. Katie Cassidy as well.
Katie Cassidy.
Cayman Power. Everyone who played a part during the show.
We're back next week, same time, Tuesday at 8:30, and do tune in for Sports Show Live tomorrow night. Ronan O'Gara and Andy Reid, 9:30, right here on Joe on Facebook, Twitter, and Periscope. But we'll say goodnight, and we'll leave you with this. Cheers, guys. Good luck.
Don't be that dog. Don't post a photo of your pint and passport with the caption, sure it'd be rude not to. No, it's fucking annoying. Don't clap like a seal because the pilot did his job and successfully landed the plane. Because it's fucking irritating. Don't travel halfway across the world and sit in an Irish bar all day posting status updates. Put the fucking phone away! Hey, quick, look behind you at that beautiful scenery. Oh wait, you're posting photos of yourself with silly hashtags. Just And finally, do wait until the last minute to do all your shopping in the duty free, where you can buy panic gifts like Toblerones. Now, piss off!